Hello, welcome to IBFU. I'm Coach, and I be fed up. I hope you've seen my video about celebrities, just a generic uh, video about uh, celebrities and things. Today, I'm going to talk about one of my least favorite people in the world, and I be fed up with Oprah Winfrey. Now, Oprah, I have not had a lot of use for Oprah in a very long time. But they had all those fires, and in Hawaii, and she comes on. She does this thing that uh, she set up this GoFundMe thing, account, and you can donate. And then you listen to what she says. Now she says that when you donate to her organization, that she's going to donate up to $10 million to those affected by the fires. What does up to 10 million mean? I tell you what I think it means. I think it means that she's going to go up to the amount you donate, unless it goes over 10 million. But if it goes over 10 million, she's only going to give 10 million of it to it. Cool. And that means that if you donate 5 million, those people are going to get 5 million split up among them. But if you donate 50 million, they're going to get 10 million. What happens to the other 40? Kind of makes you think, makes you wonder. And knowing the history of Oprah, that would not surprise me in the least. Taking advantage of the big heart and general spirit of the American people, the generosity and spirit of the American people. Now, I'm not saying that's what she did. I'm just saying that it kind of sounds that way. And given her record, I would not put that past her a bit. The fact is, she could have wrote a check for $10 million, give it to them people, and she would have never even known it was gone from her bank account. But she doesn't care about them. All it is for her is a way to make herself look good, look like she's trying to help them. And it's just a publicity stuff. And it didn't cost her a penny. So now she goes, uh, now, I don't know how many of you remember this, but a long time back, when she had her little talk show on every week, and, that before she got real big, she was actually encouraging Donald Trump to run for president. I mean, he said something on her show one day, and she said, "Oh, that sounds kind of presidential. You think you might want to run for president?" And he said, "Well, not really." But she said, "Well, you wouldn't consider it?" He said, "Well, I would consider it under certain circumstances," basically, is what he said. The circumstances were if the country was in such bad shape that it had to be fixed, and it had to be fixed right now. And if he thought he was the only one that could fix it, that he would run. Well, after Obama messed up everything for 8 years, he was right on, spot on running, because it had to be fixed, and it had to be fixed right then. And he was probably the only one that could do it. So, now Oprah comes out and she's going to give an interview to Kamala Harris. Well, Then we find out later that Kamala had to pay her. And the initial report was $1 million, but then after their deal come out with all this other, with the documents that they had to file with the about the election and the contributions and how they were spent and all that, it comes out that it was last I heard, it was over 2 million. So she didn't try to help her; she just made money off of it. And so, and Oprah, she tries to tell you all these things. I mean, she's even got her own church. Yeah, her own church. She gets donations, donations, donations from this church. And her church, they don't even teach about God. The basic premise of her church is if you think it's a sin, it's a sin. If you don't think it's a sin, then it's not. And so basically, you're the equivalent of God, and you can decide what is and isn't a sin. Now, that's the gist of it. And, if it makes you feel good, it can't be a sin. As long as you give me money, I'll tell you anything you want to hear. I mean, she's a piece of work. And, she's going to come out and talk about how horrible Trump is, but she encouraged him to run back, what was it, 20 years ago, 25, 30 years ago, or whatever it was. She was wanting him to run. Okay, then he ran, and then she thinks he's evil. That's just typical of people in that realm, and she just doesn't have any clue about her fan base. And her fan base, she does not care anything about her fan base except for the money she makes off of it. Thanks for listening. I'm Coach, and I'll be fed up.